Hey everyone, I'm here with Anthony Mossburg, and we're so happy to have you here. You performed for us, and now it's time to get to know you a little bit
Yeah,
better.
absolutely. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, so my first question is, where did you grow up?
Okay. So I was born in Fairmont, West Virginia, but I grew up in New Matamoros, Ohio, which is 30 miles up Route 7 from Marietta, Ohio, southeastern Ohio. Maybe 650 people in the whole town. I graduated with 70 kids in my class, so very, very small area.
Small. My high
Very
school
small.
was pretty small. Like, I only graduated in 98.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know how it works. If
Yeah.
it happened, whatever happened in the morning, you heard it literally
Oh, absolutely.
then and there.
My high school is actually 3 towns consolidated into one high school, and we still only had 70 kids.
Oh,
So
wow.
I knew everybody in the entire high school. All the teachers are still there. It's all the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. So, how do you like Columbus?
I like it a lot. I was scared of it a little bit because I thought of it as like this massive big city that was just unfamiliar, and I thought traffic was going to be terrible, which it can be. I thought drivers were going to be terrible, which they can be. But it feels like a big small town to me. Like it's not too bad. And being a musician, I can avoid rush hour, and so I love Columbus though.
That's great. Now you talked about it, musician.
Yes.
So let's talk about your music. So when did you first start singing and getting into music?
I started playing guitar when I was 9, and I just did it for fun. And when I was in high school, I would play a little bit before school, and I realized I could sing and play at the same time, which I thought was cool, but I didn't like to sing. And then when I was 18 or 19, I had recorded myself singing on my phone, and I was in the shower, and one of my best friends went through my phone and found it and heard it and liked it and told my mom. She heard it, and then they made me sing at church like the next week in front of everybody, and I was so terrified. But it went well. Everyone was nice, and then I kept playing, and eventually I was like, I think I can write songs, and so I started getting into that as well. So yeah, since I was 9, and then singing in front of people when I was about 18 or 19.
Oh, perfect. So have you always wanted to be a country artist?
No, I don't really know what I want to be. I do a lot of I'll do like a lot of country songs, but I like to have a wide range of what I can do. I usually release my music in singer-songwriter because you can do country, pop, rock, whatever you want to do. And anytime someone is like, you have to make a song in this style, I don't do very well with that. I like to be able to just do whatever I want. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So is your family musically talented?
No.
Or is it just you?
No, none of them are. Well, then I wouldn't say none of them are. My older sisters, so I have a wild family. I have 2 half-brothers and 2 half-sisters, but I'm the only one from my mom and dad, and my half-sisters and my half-brothers don't know each other, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So my
Gotcha.
dad's side is more athletic and, I don't know, they were more street smart. My mom's a chemist. My grandpa was a doctor, my aunt's a doctor. They're all very book smart. I got neither of both really, other than music. So I'm the only one that plays any really instruments or sings, anything like that. So I don't know where it came from.
Okay, so you don't know where the musically talented part
Mhm.
came from, but you do play the guitar very well.
Thanks.
Were you taught? Did you self-teach yourself? Did
Yeah.
someone teach you?
No, I taught myself. I'll just go to Google and type in whatever song I thought I wanted to learn and type in guitar tabs, and it tells you where to put your fingers. And so I learned how to play songs before I knew chords. And then once I learned what I was playing, then I figured out what the chords were. And now I use a different tuning. I use a DAD tuning, which is boring jumbo for just like alternative chords. They don't sound like normal chords, which looks more complicated, but it's actually easier. So yeah, I've just been taught myself, and I'm just try to keep learning because you never really figure it out all the way.
And you're thriving. I mean,
Thanks.
you sounded so beautiful.
Thank you.
You sounded beautiful. Now, do you know how to read music?
No clue. Nope, not a clue at all. Someone tried to teach me once, and I started to pick it up, and then I was like, I'm good. I mean, not that I'm good. It's just a lot of effort, I feel like, to learn it, and I don't really need it for what I do because I like to create more than copy, I guess. So,
Okay,
if that
fair
makes
enough.
sense, yeah.
Now, you like to create. So
Yes.
tell me about the writing process. How do
Okay.
you go about it? Do you have to say self-affirmations before you get into the
No, if I sit down to write a song, it usually doesn't work out very well. It usually comes when I'm not trying to. Like if I'm just playing around a guitar or piano, I've been trying to teach myself piano. I'm really bad.
Oh, I want to learn the
But
piano so
it's
bad.
hard.
I suck.
But yeah, it's like I've been playing guitar for a long time, so I'm really comfortable. I get on a piano and my forearms start hurting. I start
It's a
sweating.
workout.
Yeah, it's crazy. But so I'll just be messing around, and if I find a melody that I like, I usually will just make nonsense words up, just hum whatever comes out, and then eventually a phrase will come out, and I'll try to mold it from there and make it all work. So I don't really have a certain style. I just, when it happens, and I try to follow it.
So, do you write your songs by yourself, or do you have a team?
No, just myself. Yeah, there's only one song I've ever done that I co-wrote, and that was with a guy named Sean McDonald, who lives in Columbus now, and it's a song called Wherever You Are. But other than that, I wrote all my own songs.
So, where do you get your inspiration from?
It's mostly personal experience. It's like probably 96% accurate to my life. But I also try to make them not so obvious. So like if you hear them, I want it to be like, I want to put the emotion into the song so that when you hear it, you can feel it, and you'll create something in your head of like, this is probably what it's about, even though that's probably not right. So I like to let it be a little bit more neutral.
I like that.
Yeah.
Makes people think.
Yeah, because I love, people will come up and say, oh, this story reminds me of like my grandma who passed away or whatever, and that's not what I wrote it about. But I'm like, I'm glad that you can take it and feel it, and wrap it around your own life.
So what motivates you to create the songs and to play music?
I've tried to quit a few times, and I just can't seem to do that. It always happens. I'll always do this, even if I don't do it for a living. And so, yeah, it's very frustrating. It can be very frustrating because you want to. The music world's just difficult in a lot of ways, financially, schedule-wise. It's hard to. Relationships of all kinds are hard. So there's a lot of downside to it, but the upside is really high. And there's not much like creating a song that has emotion in it that someone else can feel without even knowing you. That's a really powerful thing. So I think that draws me to it, and I just love music. Yeah.
So let's talk about an upside. You said something about an upside.
Yeah.
So what is something you're so proud of in your career?
Musically, we're talking?
That you like to highlight.
Oh, that's tough. I had my 2 albums ago, because I don't have a label or anything like that. I just do it by myself, and the album got up to like number 4 on like the overall iTunes chart, which was really cool. And then iTunes like put it on there like new and noteworthy for a day, and it did really well because they helped me out because they liked it. But that was really cool. I've got to open up for some really, really cool people. I opened up for Nick Jonas a couple summers ago, which is not, you just heard what I did, is not very similar to his stuff, but it was a really cool opportunity. And just, I don't know, make songs that people can kind of, music is kind of a therapy for me. So if somebody can take my music and feel not so isolated, that's probably even bigger than the first 2 things.
I like that. So show me your dream. Okay, if you could collab with anyone or open for anyone, who would it be?
Collab with or open with, or both?
Both. Let's do both.
Collab with anyone. There's a singer-songwriter named Ben Howard, who's probably my favorite. Or if I could go back in time, like Fleetwood Mac in their prime, probably them. But those would be who I'd want to collab with. If I could open for anybody, probably, that's hard. I'll go with Fleetwood Mac in their prime again.
Okay.
Back in the day when it was just probably crazy. I think that'd be fun. So yeah.
Okay, so if we were to look at your playlist right now, who are you listening to?
Lately, I've been listening to, I've been finding a bunch of new music because I was listening to the same stuff during quarantine and it got old after a while. I've been listening to the Paper Kites, who I just found like last week. They were very, very good. I can't even remember the other band's name that I've been listening to. I listen to Eminem when I work out. I listen to Ben Howard, Dermot Kennedy, and then another band, Syml, S-Y-M-L. So weird stuff. I don't really listen to a lot of overplayed stuff.
It's okay. Everyone has their own taste in music. Right. So I'm going to have to, you won't have to tell me that again.
I'll send you all the stuff. Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
So on your playlist, is there a musician on there that you admire the most? And why do you admire that musician?
Yeah, I'd say right now it's probably Dermot Kennedy. He's not super well known, but he's doing really, really well. He's just kind of blown up in the last couple of years. I think because he's very unique. Like there's nobody that sounds like him. He's writing songs that are very unique. His sound, production-wise, is very unique. I feel like that's something that's missing. There's not a lot of bands or artists that are coming out right now that really have their own sound. A lot of them in the same genre, you could switch them on each other's songs and you wouldn't know the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was snooping through your Instagram.
Okay.
And I looked through your highlights. Now I saw some drawings.
Yeah.
So do you do that for fun, part-time?
Yeah, my mom is a really good artist, and so I grew up drawing with her, just messing around. And then as I got older, I realized that I could do it pretty well, and so I started messing with it a couple years ago, taking it more seriously, buying better paper and pencils and stuff like that. And it's more music was my kind of release, and then it became my job as well. So that kind of taints it a little bit. Drawing has become my new, just like I'll put headphones on and just draw for 6 hours and turn my phone off and just get away from the world for a little bit. So I have done some like custom drawings for people, but they're very hard. And if you like, this one lady wanted a picture of her daughter and a horse. And if you draw someone's daughter and you got her eye all jacked up and her face is all weird looking, you can't can't give it to them. So I did it like 4 times. It took me like 5 days. So that's a lot of work. I don't try to do that because I don't want it to stress me out. But it's been just my kind of therapeutic release.
4 times, 5 days. I mean, that's not bad. It would have taken me like a month, maybe a year.
Well, if
Make
I
up
knew
excuses why I couldn't get it done.
My leg hurts. I can't draw it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was. I just knew I had to get it done. Like, cause she paid me for it, and she wanted it for her. I think it was her daughter's graduation gift. So I didn't have a lot of time, but it was very frustrating. The first 3 times, she did not look good. So, and that was my fault, not hers. So I had to fix that.
So outside of music and, artwork, what do you like to do?
Well, pre-pandemic, I like football a lot. I like to work out. I like to go on cruises. Just driving out in the country is probably one of my favorite things to do. I play Xbox here lately. I've been getting into video games because I've been stuck inside. I like to play chess. I don't like to read. That's about it. Eat food, nap, and sleep. All those.
Not bad. Not bad. I can relate to some of them.
Highest qualities in life. Yeah.
All right, so talk to me. What was your favorite concert that you went to? Okay. I want all the deets. I want, like, did you camp out? Did you Uber? Like, what did you eat that day? Right. What did you wear?
Yeah, okay. So I had played a show in Atlanta, Georgia, and Ben Howard, who I said was one of my inspirations earlier, was doing a show down there at I think it's called the Tabernacle. It's this big venue. And so I got tickets. I'd never seen him before. He's from the UK, so he doesn't come over here a whole lot. Got tickets. Was staying like maybe 15 minutes from the venue. Did a show during the day, and then went home, showered, got food, Ubered to the venue, got there early because it was general admission on the floor. I was like maybe 4 people away from the front. They did the show. It was awesome. And then I left there, walked across the street to a bar, hung out there for a little bit. And as I was walking back to meet the Uber guy, I see their bus, and he's just standing out there by the bus. And I mean, I'm not much for like going up to people and stuff like that, but he was just standing there by himself. So I just walked over and got to hang out with him and talk for about 15, 20 minutes and just relax, and then went home. So it was an awesome, awesome concert. Awesome day.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. Look at you for being bold and going up there.
I just don't want to be weird about it, I'm not 14, so. But it was fine. He was cool.
Tell me your best or worst Uber or Lyft story.
When I first moved to Columbus, I was living in German Village, and so there wasn't Uber or anything where I'm from.
Okay.
It's really, really small area. It's still minimal there, but so when I came up to Columbus, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to try it out. I think it was my very first one. I get in the car. This guy doesn't have it's nighttime. He doesn't have any interior lights on in his car, so it's pitch black. He only has one headlight. Oh my gosh. And I get in, and I'm a talker in those things. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Doesn't say a word, and just takes off and doesn't use the turn signal one time. He ran a red light. He was I was literally texting my friends like, oh, I'm going to die. He was wild. He didn't care at all. But he got me there quick. So, give and take.
Yeah.
But it was a little scary.
Let's go back. Let's go back to you as a musician.
Okay.
What has been your biggest challenge as an artist?
Um, that's tough. Probably just to continually be able to create while providing for my lifestyle as well. You don't, sometimes you can make, pretty good money. Sometimes it's rough months. So it's not only that, you also have to have money to put back into the studio to record stuff like that. That's difficult. Keeping relationships is difficult on any level because a lot of my friends, they work from 9 to 5 and they're free on the weekends. Well, I usually play on the weekends and I'm free Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5. So it can be very difficult. You have to, especially for someone like me who does it by themselves, you have to get used to kind of just doing your own thing. I started going to the movies by myself at just like 2 o'clock on a Tuesday at the movie theater.
I do that
is
sometimes.
Awesome. It's the best. You should do it more. But yeah, so those would probably be the two toughest parts of it, I would say.
Okay, so part of the toughest stuff that you've been going through when it comes to that, what is some advice that you have been given that just keeps you motivated?
A lot of the people that I look up to and listen to interviews on and stuff like that, I've always heard that the main thing is just to kind of keep going and not to so much focus on. A lot of people in the music industry and people outside of the music industry think that if you're in it, you're doing it to become famous or rich. Neither of those are my goals. I just want to create good music. So it'd be just to keep going and realize what you're actually going toward. Because if you're just trying to be famous or whatever, I think it's going to make things very difficult for you. And you're going to want to quit easily because you don't really want it that bad.
So what would you say to a new artist trying to get their name out there?
I would say take all your opportunities you can get to play and treat everybody the same, whether they're the sound guy, the venue promoter, some superstar musician that you just met, everybody, one fan that's been waiting outside for 3 hours. Just treat everybody the same and kind, and treat every performance the same as well.
So if fans had to remember you by one thing, what would it be?
So I would hope for quality songwriter, like someone who writes songs that are authentic and real. That would be my number one.
So before we close this off, Anthony Mossburg, what can we look for in the future?
I've been writing a lot. I'm hoping to record a new song here in the next couple months. I would like to do a new full album, but it's difficult right now with the pandemic stuff. Yeah, new music hopefully, and eventually maybe normal shows where people can come to and stand around. Yeah.
All right, so how can everyone find you? What are your socials, Spotify,
Yeah,
SoundCloud?
everything is just under my name, Anthony Mossburg, and my Instagram's I think they're either A Mossburg or Anthony Mossburg. Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, all those things. I'm on there. My website is anthonymossburg.com.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.